Okay, this is week 7. We're going to look at side loading and begin creating your final app website. So we're going to get started. So side loading, what it's about is modern versions of iOS and Xcode allow you to do what's called side loading, where it allows you to plug in your iPhone or iPad into a Mac and push your code app from Xcode in instead of a simulator like you've been doing, actually onto a device itself. It's useful if you're wanting to install apps for yourself, family, friends, for beta testing and such. Side loading was something previously unavailable to users who had a jailbroken phone, but Apple opened it up a few years back to allow anyone um, that whether you have an app, a full-fledged developer or not, to and pay the fee to become a developer, to push your apps that you create or share from Xcode onto your devices. So, details about it. You're going to install an app onto an iPhone, iPad. You will need your own, a friend's, family's iPhone to do this or iPad. There's steps to do that here. And make sure you have the latest version of iOS on that device, on that iPhone or iPad. Make sure Xcode also has its latest updates. Create a brand new Gmail account. That's crucial. Even if you have a Gmail account already, create a brand new one just for this, because you're going to use that Gmail in step 1 to create a brand new Apple ID from that new Gmail account you created. Then you'll open up Xcode, go to Preferences, Accounts, and click the plus symbol like I've done here. Add Apple ID. You'll log in with the Apple ID and password that you created on step 1. You'll click the plus symbol on the Apple Development Done. Click the plus symbol here, then Apple Development, then Done. Open up Xcode, My Faves from last week. It could have also been another one you want to do. It doesn't have to be this one from last week. I just put that in there. That's the last one we did from last week. Use that one. What you're going to do is it says here the bundle identifier used in iOS app must be unique and cannot be used in another app previously. Any bundle identifier used with a pre-provisioning cannot be reused. So an example that I put here might be com.cconkle.myfaves. So you might do com. Your first initial last name dot myfaves in the provisioning. And let me fire up Xcode just to let you know what I'm talking about there. Mm-hmm. There's my faves. Again, it doesn't have to be my faves. That's just one I suggested to use. The one we did last week. I think last week was High Keyboard, but my faves would work as well. Any app that you've done this semester would be fine. So I've got Xcode loaded. I did the my faves, and then here in the bundle identifiers where you put the instead of the edu.rockefellercollege.mf, it'd be com dot first initial last name dot mf. Replace that with the new bundle identifier. And to get to the Xcode preferences account here, it's like that. To add the account, you hit the plus here, and you're going to use the Apple ID. So I'll go back to the steps here. So once you've done that, then you're going to connect your device iPhone or iPad to the Mac, and then let it wait. It's going to take a bit to render the device on Xcode, so just let it do its stuff. I believe you also have to give the phone or iPad rights to connect to Xcode, so make sure and have the phone unlocked or the iPad unlocked when you plug it into your Mac. When it asks you for access to the Mac from your phone, say yes, I agree. Um, then once that happens, it's going to take a while to, I think it's called loading symbols from the iPhone or iPad on Xcode. Let it do its stuff. Once it's done rendering and connecting that iPhone or iPad, then you'll be able to go to the general tab and change it to to allow the iPhone or iPad to connect. So from the sign and capabilities tab, you'll select the team, which will be you that you just selected. And then you will, on step 8, connect the iPhone or iPad by going to the product, destination, name of iPhone, iPad. So on my Xcode, I don't have mine connected, but if I did, it would be right up here where I could connect it. Right now it says no devices, but yours would show up in here on the devices at the top once it's connected correctly. All right. And on sign-in capabilities, on the team, that would be the one that you just connected to. This is where you'd have to go to sign capabilities, select that new iCloud account that you added. Then on the general tab, that's when you'll go up to the product name, which is actually just a app name. So if you click up here at the top and then go here, you'll be able to select the device. Once you select the device, it says there might be fix issue button on sign and capabilities. It might pop up. If there is, click that. Then under the general identity, what you're going to do is make sure the bundle identifier exactly matches the iOS apps bundle identifier. Okay. Under deployment info, ensure the deployment target matches is lower than the version or equal to the version of the iOS itself. So once you do that and it's selected, then you will compile and run it. Once everything's signed on successfully, it'll eventually make sure your phone or iPad's unlocked once you compile and run it. Then the app will be installed on your phone or iPad. Then stop the Xcode build. This will pop up on step 13, where you'll have to go into your settings of your iPhone or iPad and allow that user or that app to be running on your device. So in order to do that, you're going to go to the settings, general area. Once you go into general area, you'll see in that the trusted area at the bottom on device management, and you'll see the Apple development, your Apple development ID there. You'll select that trust button and trust it. Then you'll be able to go back to the iPhone or iPad and run it successfully, just like in this example here. So go through and do that. Once you're done, you're going to upload the screenshot of the app running on that device. So like I did, here's a screenshot of it running on an iPad. Do you understand how to connect and install apps on the iPhone or iPad? Just reply yes or no. What issues did you have, if any? So that's the first exercise. Second is to create a web page using GitHub of your final app idea. And so in order to do that, you'll need to watch the video here on creating a web page with GitHub. Just a 4-minute, 49-second video. Here's an example of a GitHub web page for Dropbox, Cool Drop Photo. So all I need you to do is, once you create the app or the web page on GitHub, is the title for the app, description for the app, then submit the URL for it. So here's the URL for this one. I would submit that one to this area, and that's it for that. Then your 7 example is one from a student prior semester on a nest egg income app he'd created in GitHub. and then discussion. And that's it for week 7. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, let's have a great week.